we've been preparing her. This has been a long time coming. She's known this day is coming. She's been clear on when it was. And we drove her to school. She said she didn't, she was getting a little scared, and I kept saying, what do we do when we're afraid? She said, we do it anyway. And we got to school. He had to drive up and let him walk away with a teacher because of COVID. She got out of the car. She gave Katie a hug. She gave me a hug. She took the teacher's hand and just walked into school without even looking back. She just walked in. What I felt as she walked away was like, she's such a gangster. She just, owned that moment. Completely owned that moment. And it affirmed so much for me. It affirmed where I've been in myself about all this, and how, the work of recognizing how my internal experience is so much infusing her. And I really brought myself to the point. It took that understanding, and it took clocking how I'm related to her and how her experience is shaped and colored and deeply infused by mine. It took that to light the fire under me in some ways, to just be so definitive about my own psychic space and just have no hesitation. Like I'm part of this business incubator right now, and I've hardly been, I think we're in week 12 of a 6-month course. So we're like almost halfway through. And I've barely attended any of the sessions. I've hardly done any of the work. And part of me has been going, I don't even know if I wanted to do this, and did I just pick a bad time to do this or whatever? And so today the call rolled around midday, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just keep working on my office. Maybe I won't go to the call. But then I was like, no, because the part of me was like, I'm embarrassed to show up for this. I'm like, I feel like I've been delinquent. I feel like I've been playing hooky, and now I got to go back to school. And of course, that's not really true. What I've been doing with this time, as I've described in my other posts up to over the last couple of weeks, there's such a deep intentionality to this time that I have no doubt that that everything is right. I belong in the business incubator, even though I'm sort of joining in week 12, and everything I've done up to now is putting me in exactly the right place. But when I thought of Annalise just like walking into that school, just literally taking some unknown teacher's hand and walking straight into this cacophony of kids and teachers and unknownness, I was like, what? Am I seriously not going to go on a Zoom call because I'm embarrassed that I haven't been there the last couple of weeks? Come on. Come on, Robin. There's a beautiful way in which this recognition of the parental fusion is such an inspiration. It's not that I might have made that decision anyway, but I'm just saying it's like this because of the effect that I have as a parent without trying to. That's not an effect that I get to like choose whether or not to have. That's an effect that I have. I get to choose my behavior. I get to choose. It's like she's going to get handed the thermos bottle of my emotional content every day. I don't get to choose whether or not to give her the thermos bottle of my psychic content. I get to choose what goes in that thermos bottle and what I deliver every day. So I'm choosing that. That's where my choice comes in, and just there's a really beautiful way in which this transition. I'm kind of clocking that this transition is it's so inspiring for me. It's like I'm being shot out of a cannon back into a new phase of my life, and I have any like little holding back or like, is it gonna be okay? Or any of that stuff is just off the menu right now because I'm aware of having an effect. Now, what if that's true with every human being we interact with? What if that's true in our partnership, in our family relationships, and on what scale and in what sort of level of connectedness could that be true in our lives? And could we be, if that were all so evident, if that were all as present in my mind as like watching my daughter walk away from me, not looking back, walking into school, if all of my own choices, if I knew that they were having this effect on the universe, how would I live? That's just coming through in such a powerful way today. And my God, what a beautiful metaphor. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of Annalise. I can hardly stand it. I was so just like, wow, this is hardcore. She just owned it. So yeah. And it's exciting. I've had a whole day to organize my office, go on my business incubator call, do a little brainstorming. Life is good. I'm right where I need to be. Much love, people. I appreciate you so much. My God, you're wonderful to be. You're so wonderful for being a sounding board for these events in my life and for kind of what's coming through and these insights. So thank you. I'll see you soon.